Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about working with fabric folds. And one of the things I would recommend right off the bat is to work with reference. Look at references as much as you can to help you understand where the folds actually exist in fabric. So in this particular case, I've got this image here of this gentleman here, and I'm just going to focus not on his face so much, but just his shirt, so that we can get an idea of how to approach fabric folds. So let's start off by establishing the cylindrical shape. I'm going to just create an underdrawing of this person here, and we have a cap here that represents where the upper arm connects. I'm just going to create a simple armature that we can have to discuss things with. And in this case, we have another cap. We have an arm that is actually coming out towards us. And we have the lower arm kind of moving back. We have the rib cage, the lats, and let's just create a very simplified body down here. So this is the overall structure, and we'll just indicate where the neck is. The neck has a little bit of a tilt. So that's going to be my underdrawing. I'm not worried about the hands or anything of that nature. So I'm establishing just basically the underlying structure. And let's just drop the opacity on it and make a new layer. And I'm going to come back in with a blue color so you can see how I think about these folds. So I want to look at some of the major and minor folds. Whenever you have a, like an intersection between two folding areas of the form, you will start to see that there are folds that kind of emanate like a fan. If you think about those old school, fans that were prominent in the Victorian era, they start, somewhere in the middle and they fan out. That's the same type of structure that you want to look for. So you don't have to draw every single fold here, but this is just something to keep in mind, right? So here we can see where the elbow bends. There's a set of folds, and they're all emanating from a point of origin. Over here we have some folds that are a result of the bend between the upper arm and the torso. So I'm just going to indicate those folds here, and then as the shirt kind of progresses downward, we have some additional folds to contend with. So those are the major areas where we're seeing the fabric fold. And also up here, we also have something similar too, right? So you want to note those landmarks, and these folds that you see along the torso are a result of the fabric being stretched, right? So we're getting this kind of fold over here. The arm is moving up. And so now once I have these landmarks in, I can start to say, okay, we've got an area where we're seeing some pinch. And then the areas where the fabric is relatively taut, like this guy's clothes are fairly loose, but we can look at the top part of the shoulder blade, and there's not really much of a fold going on there. That's where the fabric is mostly stretching. Here we have some fabric folds, so we're going to include that in. We go around. We have maybe one or two folds that kind of emanate out like this. And there's another fold. And so I'm not having to draw every single fold in there, but you want to keep in mind that not everyone's clothes are skin tight. Okay, so now I've got this area over here. And this is kind of helping define the musculature of the biceps. And we have a fold that's coming out like this, and another one that's going down like that. So this is the underlying structure, and again, I'm leaving out the hands. So let's do one more. Let's go ahead and select another example here where we can look at the folds. And you know, sometimes you'll see folds that have kind of a little bit of a like a double fold. Like here's one area where the fabric is raised up. Here's another area where the fabric is raised up, and then this little pocket right represents the area where the fabric is sinking, right? So there's going to be areas where the fabric is going to be you know, bunched up, and you can see that is represented by a series of contour lines, right? Folds are basically contours that exist on top of the form. So that might be helpful as you're studying, you know, fabric folds. Like over here, we have another contour, and you don't have to draw these in. You just have to be aware of the fact that contours are suggesting that the folds have some dimension or form to them. And here we go over here. So let's take a look at another example here, and I'll pull this one up shortly. Let's see. Okay, here's another good one. And I will just, I'm doing this off the cuff here. This is a photo, and I will put the credit for this photographer as well in the description for the video below. So again, what I'll do is I'll denote where the shoulder blades are. Right, I've got a cylinder that's representing the structure of the you know, the upper area over here, and draw a line of action. We have the upper arm coming down, and then we have the lower arm in this case. You're not really going to see the cap because that cap is, you know, if we would look at the actual body here, that cap is facing away from the viewer, and the other arm here kind of goes down, and then let's just kind of create a guideline here for where his shirt ends. So once again, drop the opacity, and this time I'm going to use red as a color. So we have this gentleman's collar, and I'll indicate that in. We have a fold. So this is helpful, you know, when you're looking at characters' costumes. Don't just make up stuff in your head. Try to base it off of some type of reference. Now let's look at where the major folds are here. So we have folds that kind of extend out like this. We're just going to indicate those lines. We have a massive fold over here, and then around the area where the elbow bends, we're having some folds that fan out from the point where the arms are bending. Over here we have folds that are kind of moving in a ray form, and this arm isn't as bent, so we have a few rays here. And then this pocket right here, this area right here, is a result of the fabric kind of pushing down, and it creates a little bit of a bubble. I'm using all sorts of technical terms here. Bubbles. All right, so now we have this. So you don't have to draw every single fold, especially if you're doing something that's more or less stylistic, but you do want to look at some references to help you out. And so I've got the basic fold structure in place. Now I can connect. And then here's an area where the fabric sweeps over. We have another area here where the fabric curls over again. And again, thinking of the fact that these are all like contours, I'll indicate those contours. That could be helpful. Right? And you don't have to draw those in. I'm just putting those down so that you understand that they are volumetric forms. We have the other shoulder. And there's always going to be some overlap from where you have the shirt. You know, because the hands are going to have, there's going to be some flexibility with regards to the hands. You know, when you're drawing a shirt or pants, they're not going to be skin tight. They're going to hang over. And so in this case, we've got his buttons. And then of course we have the arms. I'm not going to draw those in there. So, you know, I guess my biggest pro tip here is use references whenever possible. When you're using references, it helps you understand and analyze what you're seeing. I always like to keep my references right next to what I'm drawing. And so that way I can make sure that I'm drawing something that's going to be believable. Like, see, his arm would actually end somewhere over here, and then his palm would be somewhere like that. So we'd have the arm, and there's his elbow. So we'd have something like that. So anyway, that's a little bit on fabric folds. I hope you found this video to be useful. Let me know in the comments below. I will link both of these wonderful photographers for you so you can check out more of their work. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.